Hello and welcome to the Elevenses Business Show, where we take time out to reflect on your business, the business world, finance, technology, and everything business success. So in today's show, we are going to be discussing networking, the why, who, what, when, and where. So we hope you find this really useful. And we'd love to hear any feedback, any comments of your experiences of networking. Put it in the comments and we'll get back to you. Also in the comments, you'll see our links, so you can check us all out. So let's start the show. Ladies, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Mauva. I'm from Malion Accountancy Services. Good morning.
Good morning, my name is Yejide Adeoye of Logic to Create, and we provide WordPress security services and consultation.
And I'm Maureen Egbe. I am the digital confidence coach, helping you with your business system so it makes it more simple so you can get on and do the things that help you make you money in your business. All right, so lady, my co-hosts.
Hey, good morning.
Well, we're looking at networking. So let's start off. What's your experience of networking? How do you feel about networking?
Me personally, I have to be in the mood to network because I need to make it flow naturally. You know, I don't want to be out there forcing a smile and trying to force conversations, especially with some people who don't want to even conversate with you sometimes, you know. I mean, once I get there, I'm kind of like, okay, I think it's just my mindset as well. Yeah, so with my experience, it's like I'm all right in the end. Once I start to talk to somebody who's kind of like on the same level as me, basically.
Okay.
And we got a great conversation flowing. We even talk about non-business stuff. I think that's my like of networking. Not all about business all the time. You with me?
Yeah, I don't know. I love networking now, and funny enough, I love it more now that we're locked down. No, I had a plan to do more, and then lockdown happened. But I've been to a range of different networks, and I think it kind of reflects the kind of businesses that I've had. So in terms of virtual assistant one, networking was great because no one had heard of a virtual assistant over here. So it was a great one-liner to spark conversations. Like, what does that mean? But then I've been to other ones where it's very like uptight and very like, oh, you must give us a referral and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, how does that work? I didn't understand that. So I think like with Mauva as well, the ability to talk about things other than your business, I think makes the conversation flow a bit better. And I've kind of done these awkward things when I've stood in a room and realized that some of them are quite cliquey as well. So people will only talk to the people they already know. Excuse me. So trying to get into conversations is a bit difficult. But again, because of the amount of networking I've done, it's just like, well, at the end of the day, you didn't come here to just stand looking at yourself. And
exactly.
Even if I do go with somebody I know, it is that strategy of, okay, let's try and work the room. And if we don't get to talk to anyone, at least we can talk to ourselves. And sometimes when you do talk to yourselves, people want to come and talk, you know, join your conversation and stuff like that. So I think networking, you have to understand why you're going there. You got to think about the tactics, who the people are, and those kind of things. But I guess we'll be talking more about that. But yeah, it's been quite interesting. It's been quite interesting, the networking I've done.
No, it really is. I think for me, I used to dread networking, totally dread it. It would be cold sweats. And as you said, more of a mindset. I'm like, I'm going to walk into this room and everyone's just going to look at me and I'm going to drop things and it's just going to be ridiculous. I don't know what to say. I'm just going to blubber, you know. So, you know, the fear of networking is real. But it's a necessary thing, as you said yesterday. And I think as over time, as I've started to network, you know, I found the confidence. You know, it's one of those things, the more you do it, the better you get. And the more you get to understand the whole way of networking and how it can work for you. So, so yes, let's start getting into the whys. So why do we need to network? All right, so I'm opening it out generally, and then I'll give some tips as well. So why do you think we need to network? Basic.
for me, in the creative business, I found the need to network was actually important in terms of developing skills. So I used to go to a lot of meetups. One of them was Adobe. So you had a lot of Adobe masters teaching Photoshop. We take our laptops, we do some work on it. And then on the other hand, when we used to make jewelry, had some creative ones where a project will be set, you buy your materials. We used to go sit in like the South Bank Center, and we used to learn how to make something together. So that's how I learned to make chainmail, in effect. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I think.
Okay. More.
For me, obviously for the accountancy business is twofold personally for me. One is obviously to get new business, and the other one is to have collaboration as well, because sometimes, especially when you have your own practice, you're by yourself. And sometimes you need to talk to somebody about something. So it's good to have another person to talk to and a different perspective. So for me, it's also getting another person, you know, just to talk to basically about business.
Yes, no, awesome. And they're great points. And what I'd like to just add on to that is it is about meeting new people, you know, getting to understand what's going on in the business world and in your field. Because, you know, just be at home, you know, just working on the business, you don't know what actually is changing, moving, shaking. So going to networking events keeps you ahead and abreast of what's going on in your line of business. It's all about the relationships and the connections. You know, in business, you need connections. So in terms of making those connections. And another thing to think about, visibility. You know, you can do as much social media, you know, marketing, all of that. But what's better? How do people get to trust and know you? You know, it's about seeing you. So going to a networking event, people can see you, talk to you, and get a feel of you and build that trust. So it's a great visibility tool. And for me, even bigger is opportunities. Going to networking events, yes, you talked about an opportunity learning your craft. You know, at the end of the day, well, you know, the opportunity to find somebody else to speak about business to. But there's also opportunities away from collaborations to maybe speak at the events, because sometimes you get speakers. And it might be an opportunity for you to pitch your business and therefore make more connections, make more collaborations. Yeah. So yes, it is important. Networking is important to your business success. So saying that, who should attend networking? What's the who?
Yeah, I think I was quite a stickler on this in terms of, we need to talk about the who, because if you don't know who's attending, or even looking at who is actually hosting it, it kind of gives you an idea of, okay, what your level of expectation. And I've been to networking events where people, oh yeah, you should come to this, and so on and so forth. And I've been, and I just felt like I don't belong here. I really don't belong here. And as much as I felt like, I'll work the room, I've got my business card, I've done this, I've done that, I've still left and thought, I should have been there. So it is about the who. Like if I go to Mauva's accountancy thing and I'm like, all right, I've already got an accountant, so why am I going there really? Unless they're doing something like a knowledge sharing event, like, you know, the latest tax rules or something that you need to know as an SME. But if it's just a general one where they're talking about HMRC's things on a deeper level than what I need to know, then, you know, why am I there? Like who am I going to connect with? But then on the flip side, the who is about also, even if you don't feel like you shouldn't be there and you are there, you need to think about who that person, other people know.
Yes.
So that you could make an impression on somebody who, at the end of the day, you guys aren't going to do business or anything like that. But later on, somebody might request your service that person knows, and then they can recommend you. So I think doing your research on the who's going to be attending and who's hosting, but just be mindful of who those people know and their wider networks that might benefit you as well. So.
Perfect.
Yeah, I echo that as well. And for me, with the who, is that I've been to a few networks where I've been, okay, I can attend this. This sounds really good. But when I get there, something completely different, I'm thinking, as you said, yeah, why am I here? So it's, I'll give you another example. It's like when I go to see some plays in theatres, like, you know, some one-off shows, and I think, yeah, that's good. That sounds really good. Yeah, I'll go for £5. I'll go. But when I get there, something different. I think, so what was the title about? Why did they advertise it as that? And that's what gets me. So that's when I see anything for networking, I do a bit of research on that speaker or, you know, that kind of company to see like what they've been doing, because I haven't got no time to waste.
Yes.
To be honest. And as you say, yeah, like it's also who they know that they may use your services too.
Yeah.
But sometimes should you still go because, you know, because you may get something? I don't know. It's
I think if you've already done the research, you feel like you shouldn't go, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But when you are in there and you just like, all right, let me just work it as best I can, drop a couple cards. And the thing is, sometimes like I've had people call me like, oh, I met you at so-so. I'm like, oh yeah. And maybe it's because we can't gel on the professional level in that way, but we start talking about, oh, maybe being a parent or living in some part of London and they live in the other. Or do you see what I mean? There's always a conversation, or even the wine that we're both drinking, like, oh, this is all right, isn't it?
Exactly. You know, and it goes back to what you said earlier, though. It's about relationships and not always about business. Because at the end of the day, when you're speaking business all the time, you don't get that connection. You don't get to find out who actually you're dealing with. So I mean, so you've been to networking events where it's not turned out to be what you expected, but actually you have got something from it. You know, and again, for me, it's an opportunity to find out. It's almost like market research, because this is where you can go and start asking questions and finding out about people or what sort of challenges that they have that it might help you within your own business, or think about how you can work that into your service. You know, and totally, yes, always do your research before you go. You know, that's a definite. Do your research. There might be somebody that you want to that you want to connect with there. The other side of the who, in terms of that, you know, when you're saying thinking about whether you should attend or not, sometimes you've got to think about, if you can't attend, are you going to send someone on your behalf? You know, so if you can't, maybe someone else can, you know, and get some information for you, find out what's going on. But remember, remind them that they're representing you at the event.
That's a good idea, actually. I mean, I've got a small team now, but anyway, it's like when I see like online training, I send it to my staff member to say, like, you know, you may probably interested in this. So I suppose it's the same thing as you say, Maureen, to send them to a networking event.
Yes.
Very good. I love that.
Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Let's see if your new staff member loves it. We're like, what?
Yeah. But it leads on to, for those guys who are watching that are thinking of starting a business, and networking events is perfect, because then you get to find out and see and have a feel about what's going on, and again, figuring out what do people want and how could you help them, you know, and maybe there's somebody there that you might come across that could help you in starting your business too.
That's part of your market research, isn't it, more as well?
Yes. No, definitely. And it is, networking is a great place for research. Okay, so that's our who. So what do you think, this is our what do you think we can do to network effectively? So what kind of tips can you share, ladies?
See, now, I've always been told to do an elevator pitch, and I can never get it right, because I never forget. I always like, okay, maybe it's natural, you might change a word or two. But then when you change a word, then you think, oh gosh, what comes after that word again? And then you start fumbling, and then you start, I find it difficult.
Okay. Yeah, most people do. That 11 seconds didn't end up being 5 minutes. Well, what I meant to say was.
Yeah. I've had that problem a lot, and like I said, like with the virtual assistant thing, it was great. Oh, I'm a virtual assistant. Oh, what's that? Like, it's literally, I'm a virtual assistant. Ooh, where's the web? You see what I mean? It's brilliant. So it's like, you know, honey to the bees or whatever it is. They'll buzz around me because they just didn't get it. But then when it was like other things, and I do laser cutting and engraving and bored. You understand?
Walking away.
You've got to be able to capture people's attention. And if it isn't, you know, the business thing, like we said before, let's get personal. Let's talk about, like, you know, some people actually love talking about their trip to actually get there. Oh, it was such a stretch on the Jubilee line. Yeah. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So when you see that people's attention is waning, like, what can you, like, start keeping it to lift it up again? Or, you know, another thing is like, yeah, this one is a struggle, but basically, you know, when you're talking to someone and then they're telling you something and like you're actually getting bored, and then you have to actually still give them your full attention and not be looking around the room scoping how you're going to escape. Because yeah, I found myself doing that a bit, and I know, and I've learned from networking workshops or whatever about, you know, how that's not cool and stuff like that. But then you've got to know how to get out of a conversation, because obviously your time is valuable, and you might be trying to work your way to the person who you actually went there to talk to or stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, and I think also with networking is go to a range, like go to a different range of them, workshop based, because a lot of people are, oh, I'm going to a workshop, but then it's still an opportunity to network. Like, yes, even in the shopping line, like there's an opportunity to network. You know, like just be comfortable in yourself, confident in yourself. Even if, like, just say what you do in it. Some people are like, oh, don't say what you do. Tell people how you can help them. And everybody gives you different advice anyway. Like, so whatever you're comfortable with doing, it, whatever works, or try different scenarios to say, you know, maybe let's start on the personal side. Oh yeah, blah. Or I do this, or what did you think of the speaker? Did you think, did you get some good tips? Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely, you know. And I'm going to speak to the elevator pitch. You know, I think, yes, you're right in terms of that. Have variations just to see how it works. It's about practice. You know, it's almost like, you know how we were talking about when you're getting ready to talk, do those little exercises, all of that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing you've got to do with your elevation pitch. You know, you need to go in the mirror, practice, keeping it short, to the point, you know, and not spending too much time about how you do it, but it's the outcomes, the benefits. But again, find what's comfortable for you. And if you find people it's good actually if people keep asking you to tell you more, but also if they still don't understand, then you know you need to change it up. You know.
But the thing is with my problem, because obviously I'm an accountant, it says as it is on a tin. You with me? I mean, like, people think accountants are boring anyway. I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree. But how, you know, it's me trying to find a good pitch to make them not to fall asleep.
Totally. Well, listen, let me give you a point, and maybe we can talk afterwards as well.
Okay.
You know, part of the confidence coaching, but in the sense of that, put in something that makes you different. You know, I'm not just accountant, just working on your figures, but I'm helping you in your business too.
Yeah.
You know, so
exactly, like, you gotta put the energy in it. Everyone's bored of account. Everything is boring. Security is boring. Like, yeah, it's boring. All of it. The 99% of what we do in business is boring. The only thing that's not boring is making no profit. But then the tax man takes it away. So you've got that 0.1%, like, whatever, where, you know, when you say, oh, I do this, like, I make your, you know, your website secure so people are gonna buy off you. They'll be like, oh, for real? I'm like, like, your shop over there, if it shuts down for a day, how much money are you gonna lose? And they'll be like, it's different from me saying, oh, I do website security, isn't it? Like,
totally.
Totally.
So you gotta show your passion for your own business and for what you're gonna offer people, and even does be like make people think as well. Like, I ask a lot of questions. So, so you know that shop you got, like, so how much are the boots that you sell? So if somebody hijacked your shop, what would happen?
Totally.
Like, how are you gonna tell your customers that you lost their details? And they'll be like, oh, I haven't thought about it. You could literally see their brain go, yeah.
And that's the thing about it, is actually getting them to understand the benefits, you know, and what they're missing out on, and what you can help them achieve, you know. And what I love as well, what you just said there, Yejide, it's about asking questions, because going to a networking event, great tip, it's not all about you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all about you. I think, I don't know, you must have experienced this, where you've gone to an event and then someone just comes straight to you, like, this is what I do, and they just rattle on and on and on and on, all about them, not ask you a question.
Yeah.
Or if a group comes along, they're answering all the questions. It's all about how they look and what they know. That's a no-no. You know,
at least they spoke. Because I think I went to a network meeting with you, Maureen, a long time ago. Speed networking in Stratford.
Okay.
And it was quite good, actually, except for one person, because he was an accountant. He didn't even want to speak to me.
Really?
Yeah, not even like about the weather, nothing.
See, again, for me, that's so interesting, because whether you're in the same field, that doesn't mean that there's not enough food
Exactly.
to eat. So
exactly, even a collaboration, as I said in the beginning, you know, just to talk about things, you know.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might be another subject for us to touch on properly. But I think when I first started business, and I think generally for certain generations of business people, it's all about competition. But for us now, I'm like, every time you do like one of them business, like, who's your competition? I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? They're not me. Do you see what I mean? I'm sure there's, you know, like, how many airlines are there? Is every single airline like, oh, I'm not going to set up because so and so is there, or, you know, I'm not going to. Do you see? It is about watch your competition or whatever. But I think too many people took that competition spirit way that too far, and like, oh, I can't talk to anybody else who's in my field. And you know, in networking, we're only going to allow one accountant in here so that they don't feel like somebody's on their territory. Do you see what I mean? But
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and for small businesses, the need to collaborate is really important, because, you know, you share resources, share knowledge, share experience, and share networks. Then you can
grow quicker.
Yeah, grow quicker and together.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah.
No, it's ridiculous. I don't see people as my competition. I see people in the same field as me. You know, keep it as that. If you want to do research people that are in the same field as you. You know, and then also going on to a point that you made there yesterday, in the sense of that when you get caught up with somebody that's just going on and you're just falling asleep.
What do you do? What do you say? I mean, I have to go to the toilet now. Excuse me.
Yeah, that could be. You know, I don't remember. I think it was a guy that we both know, Yej, and he said, always have 2 glasses with you. 2 drinks.
Oh my gosh.
If you're talking to someone,
are you serious?
You know, and it's like that, oh look, I've got a drink, I'm just gonna go and give it to my friends, you know. So that's your get out. But you know what,
or you could just, because sometimes when somebody's talking, like, again, another thing in networking is the ability to listen. So sometimes you can just grab something that they said and flip it right back at them, which then actually stops them in that trail and then makes them think about what you said, ask them. Do you see what I mean? Because then it shows that you're listening to them, great. But then sometimes it's like, and then they might actually think to themselves, yeah, I've really got much more to say on that.
Totally.
You see what I mean? Like, so I feel like I've used some tactics where I've been able to just like hold it and just, 1 second, but you know, you said this and this and this, or it gets them to talk on that thing a bit more, where they're a bit more passionate about it, and then you can have a, you know, 2-way conversation as opposed to a 1-way. So
yeah. Or you know what, just be polite and upfront. Like, you know, it's great. Let's connect. Right, let's work the room as well, and let them know we've only got a short amount of time.
Yes.
We like to get to know other people. You know?
That's true. Yeah, I've done that as well. I need to talk to somebody, or, you know, because sometimes when you're waiting to speak, if it's a speaker and you're waiting, there's a whole queue in there, and you're like, oh, actually, I just need to go and speak to so real quick, because you know, I needed to ask them a question during the session, but I couldn't, and then you dip. So yeah.
No, totally. You know, or the other thing is encourage other people to join the conversation and then slowly go. You got to try it. You know, the thing about it goes back to one of my key points about the what you can do is make sure that you've got a clear objective when you go to that networking event. You know, make sure that you know what it is that you want and what you want to achieve. And being stuck with somebody who's not listening and just about themselves is not helping you to achieve your objective.
No.
So be clear about what it is. If you're shy, like when I first started, you know, set an objective that I'm going to speak to at least 2-3 people, you know, and then that's like, oh, building up your confidence so that you will get better and better the next time that you network. You know, I'm going to add on to another thing, business cards, you know, in terms of networking, because that's a big thing at the moment. Because I remember going to networking event and everybody had a stack, you know, you had to go to Pronto-Print, get all your business cards the day before, print out 100, coming back with 20, because you're just giving it away to everybody. Yeah. So what's your thoughts about networking and business cards?
Boy,
half and half. Really, to be honest. I think it's kind of like a bit old school, and the new school is like, oh, here's my Twitter handle or something like that. You with me? Just click to me straight away. Business cards can still work because sometimes you just want to see something physical, and then you might be able to write on that business card of where you met them and how you felt about them and would you connect with them again, that kind of thing. But I've got stack. I'm looking at a stack right now, actually, to be honest. I mean, why is it there?
I'm with you. I still have a stack somewhere as well. Yeah.
Okay, so I got schooled on this, and I've been having debates on this as well. Because basically, with Logic to Create, I'm like, yeah, very professional to have business cards, but I still give them out very rarely. Like, our conversation's got to be with. Oh, and if you ask for it, I'll give you one. Other than that, I'm not giving you one. And furthermore, follow me on LinkedIn. Let's do that connection. Because when you look at business cards and how much it costs you, how many you give out, and what you're actually getting back in return from giving out those business cards, you realize that the cost is minimal. But if you keep doing it over years and years and years and years and years, like, what's the return on investment on it? And furthermore, it's for me, environmentally, it's not worth it. Like, there's certain business cards now that you can't even recycle because they're so flashy. They've got wax thing, they got gold seal, they got foil. Do you see what I mean? Like, nah, it's just not that. For my way it creates business, I actually laser cut my own business cards and engrave them. Yeah. Again, I've been to events and people take my card. The people that take my card are not the people that contact me. That's a fact. The people that contact me, the people that buy off me, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, or follow me on Facebook. Those are, do you see what I mean? So, and make that connection. So again, you know, I just have a debate with some of the storeholders. They're like, oh, hey, you got business cards? I'm like, nah. And then as well, the good strategy of not having a business card is, oh, why don't you join my mailing list and I can send you more information? Then you can build up your mailing list. So when I did an event in South Bank, Africa, whatever, Utopia, I didn't have no cards, but, oh, would you like to join my mailing list? Enter your details here. Great. I don't have any business cards. That's it.
Perfect.
And no one argued it. Do you see what I mean? So, it's a new generation. And I asked this makeup artist, this is how I got schooled. I was like, oh yeah, can I get a business? She's like, nah, I got Instagram, just follow me on there. All my contact details are on there. And that's when I learned myself. She was like 20 odd or something. So I was like, okay, this is how we're moving, isn't it? So let's do it.
Mauve, do you still give out business cards?
Very rarely. I do have some. I designed them myself, but no, very rarely, to be honest. As Jed said, only if they ask, because if you give him, I give him, what's the sense? Doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, and sorry, just another thing. Just the other day, I literally had to clear out like my work units or whatever. I think I had about 200 business cards that I've collected over the years since 2012, even if more. Shredded all of them, GDPR in it. Why am I holding these people's details if I'm not using it? Or if their details are already on a spreadsheet or on a CRM? Why do I have all this paper thing? Do you get me? Because a lot of small businesses, they're using their personal emails and what's it called, phone numbers still until they move to a different level, and then they put it on their first business card, which they've given out to you. So again, that's personal details. So I was like, shredded a whole heap of them.
And look at that, you answered my question, because that's what I was coming to you with next. What's the you know, the security? What's the advice around that? So yeah, GDPR, something to really think about, holding people's details. Yeah. But for those who do still have business cards, tip, as Mauva said, you know, write on them so that you can remember. Because I'm sure when you looked at those 200 cards, half of them you can't even remember where you met that person. Or I mean, but you got a great memory, by the way.
No, yeah, I mean, I do have, and you know, but at the same time, yeah, I've been doing that writing thing as well, so to say who's what, and so on. And then some of the others, I was like, oh, where did I know this person again? And then it's just like, can't remember, just get rid of it.
Totally. So the key thing is when you get your cards, make sure that within the first 2 days, okay, upload them. And again, this is where we're about digital. You know, it's a digital future. It is now, well, actually it's now, digital is now. Upload them to an Excel spreadsheet, to a CRM, to your email provider, you know, MailChimp or whatever you use. So put it up there straight away. So you know who you want, and then you can get rid of who you don't want. And also, you know, get rid of that clutter.
Yeah.
You've also got digital apps as well. So there's so many digital apps where it's a digital business card where you can actually get people to just put in a name and then it'll provide them with your actual business details. Yeah.
Just to cover yourself on that though, like when you get a business card, your first thing should be to actually contact that person within 24 hours to 48 hours, right? To keep them in your mind and say, oh, thanks, it was great to meet you. Thanks for giving me a card. And in that initial, for them giving you their business card, it's them giving you permission to contact them in the first instance, right? By email. Not to put them on your mailing list. On
okay? Yeah.
So when you make that first follow-up conversation, that's where you ask them, are you happy to go on my mailing list? Here's the link, so on and so forth. It's because this is where a lot of people keep doing this process, and it's just like, if you put your business card into a prize draw bowl in an event, it doesn't mean that they're going to be bombarded with mailings from these people. No, you put your business card permission for the prize draw only, and if you didn't win, that's it, because that's what they asked you for. So you have to be very explicit. And when you take somebody's business card as well, if you want to do it there and then to say, oh, are you happy to go on my mailing list? Or I'll follow up with you and then I'll put my mailing list link, and if you want to join up. Verbally, you can put that, but verbally you can't prove anything that they said yes or no. And you know, we went to an event, was it East London Business Place, where these people were trying out an app where you could where it was meant to be a digital business card, isn't it? Hi, my name's so and so, blah blah blah, and then they recorded it and so on. So digital consent or whatever of going, but yeah, don't put them on your database.
Totally. But what's going to be great is that we're going to have a whole show on security. Where you can
yes, I'm so excited.
Download on that, the 101 and everything security.
What's your facial expression?
Is that what you do when, like, for accountancy face? Is that the same?
Yeah.
Line?
You basically just ribbing each other like, what am I boring?
But the thing about it is really important, like what you've just said about GDPR, because it can save you money, because you can get fined. You know, and you don't want to build up a bad reputation as well.
No.
But also, we were talking about having digital apps, and there was one that you introduced me to yesterday, and that was LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one, guys, try it out. So, you know, when you're in an event, so LinkedIn has got a special feature, whereas basically it can scan the room.
Yes, that's right.
And then you can just connect there and then. I thought, wow, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so yeah, there are different ways out there. Another thing is, for me, I take photographs as well. Use my camera, take a picture of someone's business cards too, because you know it comes to that point, I've only got one more card left.
Yeah. Take a picture.
Yeah, and it's already date stamped for you, so you know which events that you attended on that day.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. Sorry, do people still use the I don't know what it's called? Is it the XR code? What's it called? The
QR.
Yeah. Do people still use that, or?
Yeah.
It's still there. It's still there.
Yeah, because with the LinkedIn feature as well, you've got the scan the room feature, but you've got your own profile's QR code so that you can use your phone to scan each other's one. And then, yeah, so again,
Okay.
yeah, QR codes are there.
Let's go in, have a look. All right, so we're getting there. Now we're just on the when. When is it best to network? It seems like a, you know, an obvious question, like, well, you know, as much as possible, but really when is the best time to network?
Probably,
I suppose, go on, yeah, sorry.
probably not at the end of a financial year. You're accountant. And at the end of January, when you know you ain't done it in April. I don't know. Sometimes I was gonna say, like, I used to network a lot straight after work. So go from work to something and then go home. So as long as there was like some kind of food or something, then it'll be fine. If there's no food, I would probably leave because I'm hungry. Or even I used to take like sandwiches sometimes, like, because if it was that important. Yeah, when I needed to maybe up the business ante a bit, I was like, oh, I'm getting a bit low on clients or something like that. Let me go out and about and stuff like that. Some of them are actually regular, so it's like you plan it into your life anyway. So ones that I used to do, like in 4N or something like that, it was every week, every Wednesday. You could go morning, noon, or evening, and there was a meal and those kind of things. So you could plan it in. So it depends on who's providing the network, and some with the paid ones, obviously they're more regular, so you need to get your benefit out of it. Yeah, I think, yeah, some of it is the offering, and then some of it is what your need is within the business as well, I think.
Okay. More?
No, it's hard because I just kind of like, if I see something, I think, okay, should I go or not? Do my research and think, okay, I'll go. But I don't actually say, oh, when should I go? If you get my meaning. It could be, as you say, yeah, it could be after work. It could be even on Saturday or Sunday sometimes, depending on how much I want to attend. Because Saturday is very sacred to me, you know. So I think it depends on what the offering is, not just about food, but just about like who's going to be there as well, you know, like, you know, what can they do for me? And obviously then I know, you know, what I can do for them. But yeah, I think it depends on when or what they're offering, I suppose.
Yeah. I think it goes back, I think you both put some great points there, because it actually goes back to what are your objectives as well. And I think key is that networking doesn't have to just be random networking events. So joining groups, like you said, like the 4N, your Chamber of Commerce, where they have regular networking events and they have like speakers and so on. So they have themes. So the different themes might be suited to what it is that you want to learn. So because network is not always just about connections, but it's an opportunity to learn, get information and advice. So my thing for you guys is that you can network whenever. What's even better now, that's what's in these times, what's shown us that you can network online as well. You know, so I co-host a networking event called Strictly Networking, and guys, you can check it out. Links will be in the comments. But it's, you choose, you can, it's easy to network nowadays. Key thing is look for worthwhile networking events. Set a budget. She was talking about, both of you said about planning the networking events, but also think about setting a budget, because sometimes, it's not even sometimes, you've got to take into account travel, you know, memberships. So there's usually is a cost, no matter how small, there is a cost. So always budget. It's part of your marketing. So yeah, whenever, but also just remember it's part of your business growth. So where can we look for our networking events? Where are they?
What I thought about a lot was meetup.com. And I did a lot of meetups from about 2009 to 2012, and beyond. So that's where a lot of the creative ones I went to, I found I went to. And then, so networking, like the Four Wrens and all those other ones, I kind of found out about them when I was at like the UK business show and those kind of things. So again, shows as well, opportunities to network, but then you find out about what else is out there. And I think you're quite targeted a lot in those ones actually, in like your goodie bags or whatever, or, you know, there's so much different like marketing and posters, like, oh, for it, this, that, and the other. And they have their agents out there looking for you. So,
Okay.
yeah, those kind of things. Social media, you can find it. Eventbrite. There's so many different places, I think.
Accountants, where do you look?
Mainly, my accountancy body is one. Although this kind of like targeted for CPD, continuous professional development, I still class it as networking as well. Although we've got the same kind of like end goal, I still call it networking. As I say, we still collaborate as well, you know. Also, like what you guys probably onto is, or like as you say in Eventbrite, like we used to get like a lot of notifications from Yejide to say, yeah, try this one, try this one. In Eventbrite, and
at the end of the financial year, I can't go into that. I'm in March.
Stop it. Yeah.
Give me good wine.
Yeah, we only had the February gap, didn't we? And then it was like March is end of the financial year. Talk to me in June. And like, okay. I'll still be sending them. I'm like, oh, shame, sorry.
Yeah. And other things as well, like, you know, the big accountancy expos. I've got like even WhatsApp groups for networking, Facebook groups for networking. Yeah, I don't always use tunnel vision because I'm an accountant. Are you with me? I just go like far and wide, you know.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I can say. You do travel a bit. You really do travel a bit to go for your networking events, you know. But it's wherever you can get the information and make new contacts, because we are international. You know, the world is big. I've actually been to the US, you know, to do a course and network out there as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, as you said, tunnel vision, just around the circle that's around you.
Yeah, and I think also like your peers as well. So like you said, with Strictly Networking, we were invited to come and be part of that, which is great because it's good to know that your own people within your circle are doing stuff. You know, I've been invited to Start Up and Grow with Janice Beckles, and so with, you know, people invite you to come and do this, and then the good thing about those is that you're actually invited to become like a speaker or participant, which is great. So, you know, thank you Maureen and Jermaine and Janice and everyone else that's invited me to become to come and actually develop my skills and actually develop how I present myself and those kind of things. So yeah, if you are invited by your peers, no matter how big or small it is, or your opinion of it, it's always good to go on that platform, because then you can actually become part of it and grow from it yourself. So, you know, you can, even if you even help them set up and all that kind of stuff, but then at the end of it, people will know that you're part of that network, and you can bring them in and then encourage them to bring more people and stuff like that. So I think some of the bigger ones sometimes are daunting because you know that people are already cliquish or whatever, and they've got their own thing, but the smaller ones allow you the opportunity to kind of shine a bit more and actually just help facilitate the events a bit more. So like, oh, well, Maureen and Jermaine are handling everything else, you can help, you know, welcome people in and just nurture them, and also make connections, find out what they do, and say, oh, actually, my friend Mauva is an accountant, you should talk to her, or is the confidence coach, those kind of things. So I think, yeah, definitely your peer networks are really you should you know, really help develop them. Yeah.
No, I think that is such an important part there as well, because they get to know you and they know exactly what support that you need or how they connect you. You know, I think one of the useful things that I found out from Strictly Networking were the connections that people, they were actually real connections. They weren't just, here's a business card, disappeared, and that was it. That's the beauty of networking. You know, yes, you guys have said it all. It's all online. It's everywhere. So don't be afraid to try it out, you know, from small to big. I remember, actually, yesterday, that's how I met you, through networking.
Yes. Oh, East London ladies who love it.
There you go. And there you go. And how many collaborations later? We're still here.
I know, right? Like we've been meeting a lot. We met a lot. We've been meeting a lot since meeting in that group. And yeah, I remember like Maureen was 23 and a quarter or something, and she's just reached 25 now. Imagine, look at her.
That's it. Due to COVID, I aged quicker. The stress of staying at home.
That's a basic intro. Like what? That was her elevator pitch all the time. Like, what's she gonna be?
All right, so guys, let's wrap this up because I think we've been here for quite a while now. I mean, networking, I'm hoping that everyone got a lot from that, and there are so much more tips that we can share. And if there's any questions, anything that you want to know, just put something in the comment and we will get back to you. So ladies, final thoughts for anything you would like to just go back over, or any final thoughts about networking you want to share?
I think go out, be you. Not everything's going to suit you, but at least you've tried it. Take the learnings from it, move on. Not everybody's going to buy from you, but they may have people in their network who would. So make a good lasting impression. Make sure you get the connections as well. Build up your mailing list, build up your followers or whatever. Don't spend too much on business cards. And yeah, enjoy yourself. Like networking, you make friends from networking, and people who, what do they say, know, like, and trust you, they will buy off you. So keep at it, and yeah, just enjoy it.
Yes, I echo what Yej just said. Just be yourself. Just put a bit of, you know, banter, as they say, in your elevator pitch. Don't make it so boring. Just find the you in networking. What will work for you. It won't come straight away. Like for me, it didn't come straight away because I was shy in my younger days, you know.
That was a couple of years ago, no?
But I've learned to grow with these lovely ladies and other people around me as well, you know, and also, like, you know, with other groups, as I was saying before, Facebook groups and WhatsApp groups. I've got business from there as well because they knew somebody who could need an accountant. An accountant is like a doctor. It's like they only need you when they need you, basically. So I'm here if you need me, basically.
Oh, that could be part of your pitch.
But yeah, and I've taken away today about the business card stuff. Like, I will be shredding mine. Thank you, Yej. Thank you for the reminder. Although I don't think I'll be using them, but I will put them in a spreadsheet. But I don't know. Yes, only the recent ones though, not the 2 years ago ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and just be myself really in networking. Just, you know, be me basically, because that is my NSP. Is that the right one? NSP?
USP.
USP.
Yeah, that's what networking.
Listen, hold on.
Well, listen.
That's my USP. USP is me. Because what else is there?
Awesome. Well, guys, I echo everything that you've just said there. You know, I think it's been a great conversation, and I think something that you just touched on there, Mauva, in terms of that networking events. It's not just about networking events, it's about your actual network, and you guys are part of my actual network. You're my friends, you're very dear to me, but you're also part of my network, and making sure that you've got the right network around you also elevates your success in your business too. Yeah. Networking is vital to your business. Go out there. If, like me, like Morgan, as you said about being shy, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, and then you'll get to understand how you can use it to benefit yourself. The other thing I would also really, really recommend is to join up to local networking events like your chambers, so that people will get to actually know you, because those guys that actually know you, know about your business, they will be able to recommend you, and they'll be able to make those links. But yeah, go out, have fun, enjoy networking, being you. When you're trying to be somebody else or something different, that's when it becomes difficult, and that's when it comes like really stressful. You know, set yourself an objective and know what it is that you want to get out of your networking event. And Yej?
Yeah, sorry, just one more thing. Follow us and follow the people who you network with as well, because there's other networks and there's other networks. There's so many networks and so many networking events. So when you go to one, you'll find 5 people who know of another one. So that's another 5 that you can look into, and you know, and then sometimes you realize you're seeing the same people at certain things, which then helps develop you and them together as being your own network. So yeah, make sure you follow us to see what's going on. Strictly is going to come out with a new another event soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So whatever we signpost, I signpost a lot, like Mauva said. Yeah. So yeah, and get in the habit of sharing your networks as well.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the main vital things. Share what you know, because that's what networking is all about. So ladies, I think it's time to wrap up. So guys, remember, follow us as Yejide says, look at our links, comment, tell us what you think. Is there anything else that you want to share? Any comments, insights, and what did you enjoy about the show? So see us next week, because we got a special one next week. That's yes. Next time on the Elevenses.
Yeah.